Hey, what's going on? It's your boy, Big Mike Raider, and you're riding with Big Mike, episode 4. Guys, we got some things to talk about, but before that, man, let's jump into the intro.
We're going with the guys that put in the time and commitment to do what we want to do over the next 6 months. And that's just do one thing and one thing only, win. And I want winners. Winners never stop working. Kick in the front door and let's get this bad boy rolling.
This is one of them hits now. Heard back from Earth, we just shot a few of my ships down. It's safe to say I'm totally pissed. Wow, my cloaking devices just malfunction. Guess it's time for a sit down. This is the problem I got with humans, mostly the common man. Constantly fucking with energy they don't understand. Always thinking they got the upper hand. The G-forces from my maneuvers can snap your spine like a rubber band. I shouldn't waste my time, they ain't half as nice. Put a Red Bull in your coffin so your ghost can have wings in the afterlife. Let's rock and roll like a belly dancer's rhinestone. It was my idea to shake the pineal gland like a pine cone. My thoughts create hurricanes, tornadoes, and cyclones. A punch for me is like an avalanche of granite and limestone. You live here, now this is my home. I neuralize both your retinas, you wake up staring at the screen of your iPhone. Confused by the light plus the high tone. And now we connected from the microchip I placed next to your thigh bone. It's hard to understand cause you're mind blown, but I gotta cut communication. Your government just scramble they spy drones.
That voice speaking Sumerian, the oldest language in human history. I can't explain it.
That's right. What's going on, man? It's your boy, Big Mike Raider, and you're riding with Big Mike. We're on our way home. Just got from the car wash, got the car cleaned up. How's everybody doing out there, man? We got 5 in the building right now. Gonna wait a little bit. Hope everybody's doing well. We got some things to talk about. Minshewmania is upon us. We named the starting quarterback starting week 1. We'll talk about that. Colton Miller's back. JPJ's back. What can we expect, man? That's what we're going to talk about. A couple of things. 49ers, Raiders preview. I know some backups playing, but there's some roster bubble guys that we need to pay attention to. We'll talk about that as well. And Tyree Wilson. Should he be on his way out? Should we give up on him this fast, man? Let me know. But shout out to the 7 that's in the building. We got Martin in the building. Thanks for popping in, man. From across the pond. Huey P's in the building. Can't Get Right's in the building. Ricky Two Toes is in the building. Guys, thanks for the support. And people that are pulling in, thanks for the support in advance. Let's get into it. So, Minshewmania is upon us, guys. That's what it's looking like. It's looking like he's going to be our starter until said otherwise, right? Not going to lie to you. I think that I thought that Aiden O'Connell played a little bit better in the preseason for the most part. In camp, they were saying it was neck and neck, and they said that if it was a tie kind of goes to AOC. Turned out to be otherwise, unless they evaluated it differently than we all did, which seems like that was the case. Ty went to Gardner Minshew, and Gardner Minshew is the starter. What I think about that one, guys, I think that Gardner Minshew is a guy that gives us a chance as far as going down the field. Now, one thing I can say about Gardner Minshew is that he was definitely taking more risks going downfield. He connected with Trey Tucker a couple times against the Cowboys, and he was taking more chances down the field as opposed to Aiden O'Connell. Also, splitting hairs. We're talking about who's going to be number 1. They were pretty much neck and neck, and they're splitting hairs. So I think that pick 6 was really like that deal breaker to me. I know that it's just one play, and you kind of make a big deal out of one play. But if you really dig deeper into what was going on, it was more of, think of the circumstances. It was Aiden O'Connell going against number 2s and number 3s late in the mid-third quarter, and he throws a pick 6. It's not a good look. The fact that he wasn't really taking the chances to go downfield, I don't know if you guys noticed when he was out there, there was a couple times where he kind of like pump faked a little bit, kind of hesitate to go downfield, and then he checks down to a more safer throw. One thing about Gardner Minshew is going to take those chances. Now, it might lead to some interceptions, but he's going to take those chances nonetheless. It's going to give us a shot. So, trying to go into the mindset of this coaching, this coaching staff and everybody who made the decisions, I can see that they're going to go with a guy that kind of takes chances and can go vertical down the field. Not the greatest arm in the world, but a guy that actually takes risks and give us a chance on offense. What do you guys think about that one? What do you guys think about Minshewmania? I think that if he doesn't do well the first 2, 3, 4 weeks, you're going to see Aiden O'Connell. And here's the thing, man. I think that I'm trying to stay optimistic about it. You know, both these quarterbacks, to be honest with you, are backup quarterbacks. So what we need for them to do is be game managers. They need to both be committed to film, committed to what they see on defense, and try to mitigate those turnovers as best as possible and give the defense a chance to close out games. What do you guys think about that one? I want to hear what you guys got to say. Let me see. Shout out to Mad Mike. He says, Raiders. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for the support. Mad Mike says, salute to the nation. Peyton Hurd. What's up, Mike? Hey, what's up to you, man? Thanks for popping in. We got HCL. Psycho. What up, Big Mike? Tyree Wilson. I would have him add pounds. Move him inside. He doesn't have the knowledge to play the edge. But right now, gone weight and stuff the middle. Yeah, he can gain some weight, and because he doesn't have that burst off the edge like you want to. And we'll talk a little bit more about Tyree Wilson. But yeah, I agree with you. Got to give him a chance, at least at the 3 technique or maybe even a 5. Kind of mix him around, see where he's most effective. California Dave's in the building. Says Dallas's defense killed the Rams. Minshew moved the ball without turnovers. And here's the thing: a lot of people aren't talking about. We're talking about, the Raiders were facing 2s and whatnot. That team seems pretty deep to me as far as depth. That's a pretty good team. I know people don't want to talk about it, but the Cowboys look like they're primed to make a move this year. On paper, right? We all know what the Cowboys do in the playoffs, Dak, all the other stuff, but they look deep. So I wouldn't say that we should be totally down on what happened last Saturday, but you got to consider that these guys look pretty good. Even against the Rams, they look pretty good. Hoping to go 2-2 at worst, at best 3-1. Yeah, I would like to see them go at least 2-2. And to be honest with you, I think we should beat the Chargers. We should beat the Panthers. That Browns game, I think this week 4, that's going to be a tough game. That's going to be a definite slobber knocker. They're going to be going first to be honest with you, I think first to 2 touchdowns wins in that one. I can see a 14-17 type of game against the Browns, but that's way ahead of the future. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but that's what I'm thinking. Shout out to Thor, Raider Nation Drinking Club. Raiders! Thanks for popping in, bro. Hey, I saw you at the practice, man, going on about the wave. Yeah, so to add on to what Thor was saying about the wave, do not do it at a football game, guys, because that is the most ridiculous thing. That is for baseball and baseball only. Come on, guys. Let's get it together. Don't do it. I hate the wave in general anyway, but yeah, definitely do not do it at a football game. Shout out to Ricky Tuto. He says, I'm wondering if AP prefers Minshew, killer instinct mindset more than AOC. That and mobility might have given the edge to 15. I agree. One thing that you can say about AOC is that he's streaky. He'll get you 3 or 4 really good games to where you're looking at him and like, oh man, this is a diamond in the rough. I could see him getting a hot streak and being put in the right situation, and hey, he catches a heater and we're on a 4-0. We start off 4-0. Now we're riding the wave and we're riding the hot hand with Gardner Minshew. I can see that. That's a possibility, especially with this defense. The defense is going to give you a lot of chances to make things happen. Shorter fields, turnovers, things like that. Special teams is going to also have a play in it. So no doom and gloom here. I was going for AOC. I was hoping he would get the spot, but it didn't work out. But I'm hoping for the best for Minshew. I think Minshew's going to do all right. Shout out to Raiders Primos in the building. Big Mike Raider. Hey, what's good, man? Thanks for popping in. And we got 27 in the building. Make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Shout out to Helen Siran. I don't know. You got to tell me how you say that. Say your last name. I hate butchering people's name, but prefer AOC. But Minshew was named starting quarterback. Have to get behind him. And at the end of the day, that's true. We're going to support who's at the helm, who's going to be number one, regardless. And it's Minshewmania time. That's what we're talking about, right? You know, I was rooting for AOC to win this one out, but now that we named the starter and it's going to be Minshewmania time. That's what I'm about. Raiders Primos, can't wait to see the Nation Week 3 in Vegas. Yeah, that's the home opener. Definitely, man. Good for you, man. I'm glad you're going out there. I wish I can make it out there, but I can't. Minshew is streaky. How's that pause? Minshew is streaky. Primos, bro, come on, man. How's that even pause? Shout out to Sandy Benz. That's Vegas fans that started that bullshit wave. Yeah, I don't know, man. That ain't no Oakland Raiders fans. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that, man. They ain't LA Raider fans. I don't know, man. This new Vegas Raiders stuff, man. I don't know. Sometimes I love the stadium. You know, they're bringing in money. That's all great, but the wave at a football game, I don't know how I feel about that one. Shout out to Psycho. I would love to see it every game when we kick off. All the Raiders Nation saying Raiders every kickoff. Yeah, that would be pretty cool, man. I think that would be pretty cool. Shout out to Ricky Two Toes. I trust their coaches for sure. Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Raider Nation Drinking Club. Someone said instead of doing the wave, do the thank you, man. That's what needs to happen, man. We need to bring that Oakland flavor to Vegas as much as possible. You know, that's one thing that's special about the Raiders is deep. Their deep Oakland roots. Even the LA roots, we got to acknowledge that. We got to keep that tradition. I know a lot of people, you know, kind of want to, and when I say other people, I mean like, you know, executives and NFL people want to erase that Oakland tradition, that Oakland Raiders tradition, the Coliseum, LA and Oakland Coliseum. They want to erase all that. We got to keep that tradition, guys. The wave is nasty work for a football game. I'm just being honest with you. Shout out to Primos. Shout out to Rafa, man. Good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in. Shout out to Primos going streaky in the street. Come on, man. That was a reach, bro. That was a reach. Shout out to California Dave. Thoughts on Dylan Lobby? I want to see him get some more reps, to be honest with you. There was a couple of times where O'Connell looked like he was going to him, just couldn't get the ball to him, and that was very disappointing. I thought once Lobby get his hands on the ball, he's taking off. It's a little bit disappointing. I thought I'd see a lot more with him. And to be honest with you, depending on what we see in this game against the Niners, I think that he could be a camp bubble guy. I mean, a roster bubble guy, to where, hey, maybe they shelve him and put him on the practice squad early. Hopefully they use him for special teams. I would hate to see him on the practice squad, but we've seen guys who we thought were going to make the team over the years. You know, Chris Warren over the years back in the day. Even last year with McClendon Curtis, we thought for sure he was going to make the team. Drake Thomas, they ended up going to the practice squad and getting snatched up. So I really hope that Dylan Lobby is going to be slated to be part of this offense at some point, even in a small capacity, or even special teams. But I want to see a lot more from him. I want to see him get the ball, touch the ball a lot more, especially out of the backfield, like catching the ball. I would like to see him in the slot sometimes too, you know, motion out from the backfield into the slot. I want to see him do a lot of things, but I know that they're going to be really vanilla with offense, especially with this game. It's going to hopefully when the season starts, we see Lobby in the silver and black and not on the practice squad. But yeah, shout out to you, man. Let's see. Raiders Primos, all the Bay Area fans will be seen if they play Thizzle Dance in Allegiant. Yeah, make it happen, man. If you guys are all out there, man, bring that Oakland flavor, man. We got to force the issue. We got to force the issue, because I remember a couple years ago we were beating the Cardinals. We were whooping their ass in the first half, and they were popping champagne bottles. Like that's not Raiders shit, man. I'm sorry. And we ended up losing that game on top of that. So, you know, that was that really made me feel like, man, they're trying to make a change around here. So keep that Oakland flavor, man. Keep the LA flavor, you know, and keep that with our tradition because they're trying to erase it, man, for sure. Shout out to my Oos Lecky. Big Mike, what's up, bro? Shout out to you, man. Thanks for popping in. Primo's goes Allegiant Stadium better get hyphy this season. Raider Nation, stand up, get hyphy. Yeah, absolutely, man. Shout out to my bro Crypto Tails in the building. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for the support. California Dave, Lobby, Big Mike's Great White Hope. Yeah, man. I'm hoping for the best for him, man. I'm his biggest fan. I'm not gonna lie, man. I really hope he makes his squad, man. Let's see. Rafa goes Crypto Tails Primos. Oh yeah. Those I got the crew in here, man. And we got 40 also in the building. Make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. I'm in traffic on the 405. You know how the 405 gets, guys. If you're from Southern California, you guys know how the 405 gets. I'm on the 405 right now. Junior Flores, Big Mike Raider. Salute, homeboy, man. Hey, thanks for popping in, man. Tulu Griffin. Think he can't make the roster now, but I want to see him play tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into some camp bubble guys, right? Some roster bubbles against the 49ers. We're going to see nothing but backups, guys trying to claw and scratch and find their way on this team. I want to start with some of the linebackers, right? Luke Masterson. Is he going to make this squad? There's a lot of guys knocking on the door for that spot. Mari Gaynor has been playing spectacular. He might steal a spot here because he has one of the highest PFF grades out of pretty much anybody in the preseason right now. Now, I know PFF is PFF, but there's a lot of buzz surrounding Gaynor right now. So, that's somebody that we need to look at linebacker to possibly make this 53. Keep an eye on him for this game against the Niners. Amari Burney, another guy who's been playing better than we thought he was going to be. And that's the linebackers, right? Those are the two guys that I'm looking at. As far as secondary goes, MJ Devonshire, his first game wasn't so great. Second one, kind of unheard of. I didn't really see too much of him. Nothing really stood out. He's kind of on the bubble for that one. Woo Governor. Now he's been doing some things in practice. He's been making some noise. He might make this squad. Keep an eye out on number 44, Woo Governor. Let's see if he can make things happen and sneak into this 53-man roster. What are we doing with Faison? That's another thing that I want to talk about. We haven't seen Faison at all. He hasn't been really out on the field for. I know he's been injured, but what are we doing with him? Now he's old. I think it's like $2 or $3 million or something like that. At some point, even last year, he was our highest paid DB. So with that being said, your expectation for a guy who's our highest paid guy, and he's not getting paid much, but for our highest paid guy, you expect him to be on the field and be available. But we have seen nothing from him. So what do you guys think about that? Like Faison. I don't know if he's playing or not. I don't think he is, but that's a guy that we really need to consider if we want to keep on this 53, especially if we got a guy like Woo Governor who's been doing his thing, Devonshire, guys like that have been showing and scratching and clawing and putting in that work and want to show that they belong on this 53-man roster when we, on the flip side, we haven't seen anything from Faison. So what do you guys think about that one? Another one. I want to see Dylan Lobby a lot more. We talked about Lobby. I want to see him a little bit more. Is he going to stay for special teams? And if he's staying for special teams, another guy, Tyreek McAllister, number 32, what do we do with Tyreek McAllister? He's been doing well with special teams as well. Could he be a gunner? What can we do with him? Is he going to make this 53 as far as, special teams goes? So it's going to be interesting to see what we do with that kind of final spot. The running back number 4. Do we keep 4 running backs? Do we keep 5? That's one of those things that I'm kind of looking forward to and seeing and kind of evaluating for this last game. Let's go back to defense, guys. Secondary. So we got Chris Smith, who's been playing better than lately. He's been playing better than what has been shown, even last year and earlier on in camp. He seems to be catching some steam and looking like he's trying to make a name for himself to make this 53. And of course, Trey Taylor, our rookie 7th round guy, he's going to be competing. Those two guys are kind of going at it for that 53. The secondary's deep, so it's going to be like one guy that can make it out of those two. Maybe they keep both, but those are guys that are on the bubble that we got to keep an eye on, right? Those are my bubble guys. What do you guys think about that? Let me see. Let me Nesta work out here in these streets. Shout out to Can't Get Right. Let me see. I know I'm a Raider fan first and foremost. There you go. Let me see. Nesta and Young. That's another one. That's the Jay Silvera. And I believe you're talking about Byron Young. Byron Young has been looking horrible. So we got to see what's going to happen with that. Nesta Jade has been decent. So we'll see. Those are definitely guys that we got to really take a look at. Shout out to Seti Bands, Big Mike. It made me hella mad when I seen them popping champagne. I was like, what the? Yeah, man, that was horrible, man. And I was cool with it at the time because we were up like 20-0. So I was like, all right, whatever. But that's stupid, but whatever. And then I thought about it after the game, after we blew the lead. Hunter Renfrow fumbled. They took it to the house for the win. I was like, this is the type of shit that people see that aren't Raider fans, and we get clowned for. Like, that's the type of stuff that we need to stop doing, man. But and if they're trying to bring that kind of mentality, that kind of new tradition, that party mentality, that Vegas party mentality to Allegiant Stadium and to the Raiders, that's not how we do things in Oakland, man. And in LA, we do things a little bit differently, man. So if you're trying to bring that kind of image to the Raiders, go ahead and keep that with the Golden Knights and everything else Vegas, man. But yeah, you're absolutely right, man. That definitely pissed me off. Let me see. Let's get back to the camp. Let's get back to the roster bubble guys. Let's see. Shout out to Primos. He says went to 5 games last year in Oakland. Oh man, you know what? That's my biggest regret, man. I've never been to a game in Oakland. At the time when they were in Oakland, I live in Southern California. You guys know that, and my ass was struggling just to pay bills, so I couldn't make it up to Oakland and get to a game, man. Now that I got a better job, I can afford tickets and stuff. Now they're in Vegas, and now I still can't afford no damn tickets. So yeah, man, it was just bad timing. I was never able to make it to Oakland. That's my biggest regret as a Raider fan. I was never able to sit in Oco and enjoy a Raider game in Oakland. But I've seen them a few times, and they came down, especially when they came down to San Diego. Saw when they beat the Chargers to clinch the playoffs in 16. Whenever they came down to the Coliseum in LA preseason, they played the Rams. I saw that a couple times. So that was my biggest regret, not making it to Oakland, man. But yeah, for sure, man. That's one of my biggest regrets. Shout out to Huey P. Let Chris Smith play all game. Yeah, I want to see Chris Smith play all game. I think that Antonio Pierce said that Aiden O'Connell won't be playing. From what I heard yesterday, I could be wrong. But if that's the case, we're going to get a Nathan Peterman and our UDFA handling business. They might be competing. That's another guy. That's another roster bubble battle that we can see is, Nathan Peterman and our UDFA. Yo, can you hear me? Hold on. Yo, can you hear me? You guys got me? Thumbs up if you can hear me, y'all. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Yeah, there we go. We back in business. Okay, cool. I don't know what happened, man. But we're good. We're back in business. So shout out to East Coast Gridiron. Thanks for the heads up on that one. Thanks for the support. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, hey, yeah. I just saw your call, bro. I appreciate it. But hey, I'll say this. Who was asking for the slushy? Was that Ibarra? Hey, Ibarra, if you get that Coke flavor slushy, man, we can't be cool, bro. It's either blue or red. You gotta get or both. You gotta get the blue and red. Either one, man. Uh, Looks like one of those Chinese karate flicks. Oh no. Yeah, I'm passing the area where it's kind of choppy, man. But bear with me on that one, man. Uh, Let me know if you guys can hear me though. Let me know. Shout out to Sandy Fans. Look at we got a new stadium, and I know people think the Coliseum was a shithole, but that was our shithole. The vibes during the tailgates will never be replicated. Yeah, we're trying our best in Vegas, but it was a charm to that Coliseum, you know. And I was hoping that they would stay in Oakland and kind of build on the Coliseum, uh, and bring some revenue to the to the Raiders in that city because they deserve it, man. You know, people from Oakland, you guys from Oakland that represent the Raiders, Bay Area, you guys absolutely deserve it. It's a damn shame they snatched the Raiders from you guys twice. I was upset, but I was too young. But I was like 7 years old when they snatched the Raiders from LA, and that was devastating. But it makes sense for them to go back to Oakland. And Vegas is cool, but it's a whole different vibe out there. It's not the same, and we got to keep those traditions because they're trying to erase it, man. Um, Let me see. Am I still choppy, y'all? Am I still choppy? Could be the wind from the window. It might be. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's like super choppy in this area, man. Um, but okay, cool. The only one gave me the thumbs up. Okay, cool. So those I already told you guys about the roster bubble guys. Let's talk about JPJ. Let's talk about Colton Miller. They're back. They're back. Looks like Colton Miller is going to be good to go for week one. We'll see him in week one. I was never really concerned with Colton Miller being gone. This dude's a professional. He's one of the top left tackles in the game, top 10. Um, so I was never really concerned with Colton Miller. JPJ, um, that was a guy that I was actually concerned about. He's a rookie. He needs all his reps. According to AP, he's trying to get him ready for week one up to speed. We're not going to see him start. I don't think he's going to be a starter, not this early, but um, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We still got like a couple of weeks before week one. Get those guys good to go. But it's good to see Colton Miller back in the building. It's good to see JPJ getting up to speed. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Shout out to Renegade Raider. Don't get in the car accident. Drive safe. Yeah. Let me see if I can. I don't think I can spin the camera, but just know that I'm going like 0 miles per hour right now on PCH. So it's all good, man. I'm good. I'm safe, man. JPJ week 3 starter at home. I can see that. Getting them up to speed, UEP, for the first 2 weeks. Getting that speed back, getting the conditioning back, and getting them good to go by week 3. I can definitely see that. Martin, yeah, I'm back in the car, man. I'm back in the car. I'll be live tonight with Pharaoh and Severe for Around the Shield. So I know it's going to be late out there, but we'll be getting going later this evening. So if you're up, man, go ahead and check it out, man. Let me see. Can't get right, Parham, a.k.a. I have no idea what that is, man. But, yeah, Shout out to Trap God. Yo, Big Mike, are you a fan of Minshew? And do you think his mobility will be needed change at quarterback? His mobility helps. One thing that we do have to do is kind of scheme to mitigate those turnovers. Because I'm not saying he's a turnover machine. He's thrown he's thrown some interceptions, but he's not, super turnover heavy like people like to say. But we got to do things to mitigate his his gunslingerness, like running RPO. Give him a few reads. If this isn't here, then you go here, and do safer things with him. His mobility is definitely a gift and a curse because when he improvises, sometimes he wants to force the issue instead of kind of just throwing it away. He'll try to throw it in coverage, double coverage, 50-50 balls, things like that. We definitely got to do our best to put him in that film room and mitigate a lot of those things. Show him what he's looking at, kind of going back and forth. What am I looking at? Things like that. But I was Aiden O'Connell fan over Minshew. I thought that Aiden O'Connell was a lot more poised in the pocket, a lot more polished. But Minshew takes more risks, and I think that that's kind of what they want is to go downfield and go vertical when it's time to. And that's kind of what I think would be a good idea instead of going with AOC, who was a little bit more conservative going downfield. UPF faces out of here, unfortunately. Yeah, I think so too. Isaiah Randolph, still kind of hard to hear you, man. Yeah, man. Let me see. I got the air on right now, so let me see if I can turn it down. I don't know, man. It's tweaking today, man. It's tweaking. Usually we're good to go. But shout out to the 41 that's in the building. Make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Guys, we got to talk about one more thing. Tyree Wilson. A lot of people are talking about he's good to go. It's time for him to go. It's time for him to go. He hasn't really shown much in camp. You expect the guy who you picked at number 7 overall to be your starter. And he hasn't delivered. Let's be honest. He hasn't delivered. He's slow off the ball still. He doesn't really have much of a move set. He's more of a bull rush type of guy. What do you guys do with Tyree Wilson? Do you seek a trade? Do you think it's time to kind of see if we can shop him, for a trade, see what we can do with him? Or do you move him to D-tackle like was said? My thing is, we've seen the Raiders do this before with Alex Leatherwood. Now, this isn't a Leatherwood situation by any means. Leatherwood had to go. He was not as advertised. He was supposed to be a third-round guy anyway, projected coming out of college. Tyree Wilson is not as bad. He's still trying to figure things out. He's definitely got the intangibles. He wants to play ball, but he still hasn't really put things together. So I would like to test him out, like was mentioned before. Put him at D-tackle, put him in the 3 technique. Let's see what he can do. Move him around. Maybe stand him up in a 2-point stance. Maybe that'll help him get off the ball faster if you do have him on the edge. So we gotta test it out. We gotta move him around and see what his niche is and see where he fits in. But as far as trading, if we can get a third for him at this point right now, I'm okay with it. You guys let me know what you guys think about it. Shout out to Martin. He says, I give Tyree a little more time. Yeah, I can feel that. He deserves at least one more year. But I wouldn't be upset if we got a third for him, to be honest, at this point. Isaiah Randolph, I put him on DT, pass rushing downs, but even when Adam Butler is better, yeah, I can see that nice NASCAR package kind of, because he has the speed, he has power, he has that one move, and D-tackle so need to really have a big skill set, move set like that. A bull rush, a club and rip, it could be good enough if you're effective with it. Let's see. Joey Sheik says yes, Fugazi. Yeah, number 7 overall, you expect better, right? Shout out to Sandy Bands. I will move him to D-tackle, which I think that's where he made improvement. That's when he switched to D-tackle. Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm all for it.
see. Shout out to can't get right half a season, two preseason games. Isn't being patient. Yeah, you're right. We have a small sample size from what we haven't really seen much from him. So yeah, you're absolutely right. We might have to give him some more time. But man, it's rough, man. You expect a lot more, like I've said, from a guy that's number 7 overall. You expect a lot more. Shout out to Indiana Raiders. Says it's easy to say trade Tyree, but but he needs 3 years to see. Yeah, that's what they say, right? I mean, it took us a while to see um, uh, Trayvon Merrick. Now, Trayvon Merrick, he was our starter, but he wasn't really making those plays. Um, and now it seems like he's going to have one of those breakthrough seasons. So 3 years is fair. Um, it's just sometimes you're like, man, he was number 7 overall. We passed up guys like Jalen Carter, Christian Gonzalez, guys like that who have shown that they can play at a solid to elite level. And now we got Tyree Wilson who's not doing much. So it's very frustrating as a fan, a Raider fan, when we whiffed on so many first-round picks. Notably, even at the same position with Cleveland Farrell, we took a shot and whiffed, and we're seeing it all over again. So it's very, very frustrating sometimes. And Raider fans are very impatient these days. I'll be honest with you. Sandy Benz, if he doesn't do anything this year, then trade him next year. Absolutely. Only problem with that is, does he have trade value if he does nothing this year? We're looking at maybe getting the 3rd or 4th round this year, and then next year, shoot, it might be if he does nothing, maybe it's a 6th round pick. So it's rough, man. It's rough. Shout out to can't get right. Leatherwood was a fugazi. Tell inside around you are going to get the value. You want to sell him high, not low. Give him another year. Yeah. Now the tricky part is if he does well this year, you don't trade him. If he doesn't do well, then you're gonna get low for him. It's like sometimes you don't win either way, right? Indiana Raider, keep him inside. Big Mike, he can't establish a pass rush. Okay. He was injured last year. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. I'm sorry to sound like an ass, but man, Tyree's brain is just slow. Whew, that's rough, bro. I think he's a little soft. I don't think he fits in what the Raiders are doing as a defense as far as bringing that tough, hard-nosed mentality. I think he's a little soft. I saw enough personally when he didn't make that play on Trey Lance against the Cowboys. He rolled out. He took a bad angle. His feet he looked like a baby giraffe playing football. I saw enough right there where I was like, let this dude go, man, because we needed him to keep contained and make that play. And he didn't do it. And that's just a sign that he doesn't belong as a defensive end to me. Maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh or critical, but that's just how I feel about the situation, man. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Shout out to Huey P. All he has is that bull rush. He doesn't use his size or leverage to get any off these blocks. Yeah, absolutely, man. He doesn't use his strength. He doesn't use his God-given ability. And it's very, very frustrating watching him. And I think Snowden has been playing a lot better than him. And that's a guy that we also got to look at for camp bubbles. Snowden. What's my other guy? Shoot, the other defensive end that's been playing well. I can't think of his name. But Snowden has been out playing Tyree Wilson. Other defensive end, I can't think of his name. Is it I believe it's Stone. I think it's Stone. Is it Stone? No, that's the offensive guard. But it's another defensive end that's been outplaying him. PFAs and the guys that we picked up, I wouldn't say off the scrap heap, but these are guys that aren't highly touted, and they're outplaying a guy who's been picked number 7 overall. So we really need to see more from him because there's guys that's hungry to make this 53, and he's being outplayed. Simple as that. So that's the problem that I have with it. Shout out to Indiana Raiders, and he did the same thing last year versus the Cowboys too. Yeah. It's like, when does it get to a point where we're like, all right, we've seen what we need to see. maybe we need to move on. It's a failed project. Let's cut our ties and try to get as best as we can from, as far as draft capital. It's hard to say, right? It's hard to make that decision early, right? Because he goes somewhere and then he thrives. Now you lose in that kind of trade. So it's a tough situation, man. But one thing I will say is that I hope Tyree Wilson figures it out, because as of right now, he hasn't figured it out. And we definitely need him, because our depth outside of our number ones is a little anemic right now. They haven't been looking good so far. Let's see. I'll scroll a little bit down, man. The comments are flying, man. Thanks to the 32 stuck with me throughout the technical issues and all that stuff, man. Go ahead and like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Let me see. Janarius Robinson, thank you. Yeah, that's Janarius Robinson, Snowden. Those are guys that have been out playing him. So, thanks, Helen. I appreciate it. But those are guys that are trying to make the 53, hungry to make the 53, and we're just reserving a spot for Tyree Wilson, who's been outplayed by these guys. And I just think that if it's not going to work, let's cut our ties right now. So that's kind of where I'm at with that one, man. Indiana Raider Robinson passing up Tyree's no pass rush ability. Yeah. And the expectations for Robinson isn't super high. So if you get something for him, that's great, right? That's kind of what the expectation for him is, because he's a guy that we picked up off the scrap heap. So your expectations aren't nearly as high as the Tyree Wilson, and they're playing equal, or even you can even say that Tyree Wilson is playing better than. Robinson's playing better than Tyree Wilson. So it's we got to see more, man. We got to see more, because if he's just a lock to be on the team just for sake, because he was a first-round pick, I think that's. Unfortunately, the cap and the money that's invested in this guy, you can't just cut him like that, right? But if you can make a trade to find something for him, man, I'm all right with it. Shout out to Sandy Bands, because I think Tyree feels the pressure a lot. And I think he's affecting his play because he knows the nation's breathing down his neck. Yeah, I think that we, as a nation, man, I think we've grown a voice big enough to where, we're almost like the New York media as far as that goes. Like, New York media, when somebody on their home team isn't playing well, you hear it. You hear it big time. It's almost the same with us, whether it's YouTube or, whether it's, on social media or anywhere, they hear what we're saying. I feel like that we had a big stake in them making a decision to get rid of Josh McDaniels and hiring Antonio Pierce. And it's the same kind of idea right now where, we're crying for Tyree Wilson to make something happen, to the point where now there's things surfacing and news going around that he's up for a trade. I really think that comes from us, guys. I really think that we're making a big splash in the media, and these mainstream media guys grab it because of course, we know that they don't do their due diligence. They don't do their research on the Raiders, nothing, but they get their feelers out from what we're saying, and then they make rumors or reports based on what we're saying. So, pat yourself on the back, man, because we're being heard for sure, man. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Shout out to Can't Get Right. That's accountability to an extent. Yeah. Shout out to Helen. Janarius Robinson was fourth rounder from the Vikings. Yeah, that's right. And a fourth rounder that we didn't even draft, compared to a guy that's, number 7 overall guy, your expectations is a lot higher for the guy at number 7. So, it's unfortunate, man. So I'm just saying we got to get more from Tyree Wilson if we're going to still keep him around, man. If not, let's seek a trade somewhere. I know somebody might want to reach out and grab him. Pause on that one. Now, that is a pause. Shout out to Primos. He was reaching on the pause earlier, but that was a pause right there. Shout out to the 41 in the building, man. Yeah, man. So, guys, I'm about to wrap this thing up because it's going to get a lot worse as far as the reception and everything. But one thing I wanted to say real quick. One thing I wanted to go through real quick. DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson from the Browns is looking. They're seeking a trade. They're trying to seek a trade. Do we kick the tires on that? I want to hear what you guys have to think about that one. I think he fits good in with the Getsy system. He's a dual threat guy, decent enough arm. I would like to see him as a quarterback 3. I know we got Peterman. I know we got the UDFA, Carter Bradley. But if we can somehow pick him up and have him sit as a quarterback 3, have him learn for a little bit, and maybe compete with these other 2 guys, maybe we got a diamond in the rough, maybe in the second half of the season or whatever. But that's just me. That's just me thinking out loud right now. Wishful thinking, of course. What do you guys think of the Raiders kicking the tires on DTR being trade? Let me know, man. I trade for DTR. Shout out to Isaiah Randolph. He says, I trade for DTR. Shit, why not? Nothing to lose. Right. Exactly. Or you can wait and pick him up on the waiver wire. Shout out to Martin. Said, you've been watching Top Gear with Big Mike. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for popping in, man. Thanks for the love and support, man. Steady fans, when we fire McDummy, let me know how powerful our fan base is. Because I think if we are fan base won't speak out of frustration, McDummy would have been there for a whole 2023 season. Yeah, I think that Mark Davis wouldn't have made the move if he didn't hear this, us being loud and really wanted him out of there. So yeah, you're right, absolutely right. He would still be around, and he probably would have had another bad draft. Yeah, so it's definitely we're definitely being heard for sure. Shout out to Can't Get Right. Kicking tires is better than having a blowout and driving off the 1. Yeah, fair enough. Shout out to Trap God, like Dub hit the sub. Share with your folks. 41 in the building, man. You heard him. Shout out to Trap God. Indiana Raider. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah. Let's see. Depends on what asking price we would be willing to give up for him. I give up a 6 or 7. To be honest with you, I give up a 6 or 7. It won't hurt. Even it won't hurt us too much to give that up. Let me see. Shout out to Psycho. I'm still mad from the Jamarcus Russell Day shit. Let's just keep going bad with top picks. Only 2, I think, were actually good since then. Yeah. It's been rough, but with all that, we've been doing well with the late round picks and UDFAs. We got AJ Cole, our punter, via UDFA. We got Max Crosby, 4th round pick. Hunter Renfrow was good for a little bit as a 5th round pick. We've been doing decent in the later rounds, but we can't get that 1st round right, man. If we can get the 1st round right, we might be in business. It can't get right. Yesterday's prices and today's price. Yeah, absolutely, man. Shout out to Wasted right there for sure. Shout out to Fat Joe on that one, man. Let me see. UDP, if they want a 4th round pick, too high for me, but 5th or 7th, why not? Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Can't Get Right. Thanks, Big Mike, for the Raider content. Man, anytime, man. I love doing this stuff. I love talking to you guys. Love engaging with you guys, man, as best I can. I'm over here in traffic, and I had to kick in with the nation, man, and link up with you guys and talk some ball, man. I had to do it. So, shout out to T Severe. Salute to the GOAT. Thanks for popping in. Trap God, wash your hands. And yeah, shout out to Hammer on that one. Wash your hands and your asses. Fucking Hammer, man. But yeah, shout out to Hammer. Shout out to Wasted. Shout out to Grab. Shout out to Shieldmore crew, man. Those are my guys. They definitely, when I started this whole thing, they definitely gave me a boost. They encouraged me to do this, man. And hey, those are my guys. Those are my bros for life now, man. Definitely. Let's see. The GOAT content. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. But guys, we got 40 in the building. I want to hear some score predictions. I know this is going to be Friday is going to be nothing but backups. We're not going to really see anything. We're going to see super vanilla football. I wouldn't even blame you guys if you guys tuned out by the second half. We're going to see very vanilla ball. We're going to see a lot of evaluation. We're going to see a lot of guys really trying to make that team last minute, that last minute push to make the team. But what are you guys' score prediction for this game? Low scoring affair, guys. I got guys are not going to want to get injured. Very vanilla defense and offense on both ends. I got the score being 17-16 Raiders. We're going to get a win on the board before training camp is done. What do you guys think, man? 57-4. Shout out to Isaiah, man. 21-14, Martin says. 24-13 Raiders. 27-14 Joey. Shout out to Helen. Yeah, you'll see me tonight. We'll be on tonight around the shield for sure. Can't get right 20-12. It's Tyree playing. You better be playing. He don't deserve to be sitting out. He need all the reps he can get, bro. He need all the reps. He need to be in the game the whole game. I got 0-3 Raiders just like the Vikings game. Oh man. Yeah. If I get that vibe that it's going to be 3-0, I'm not watching the second half of that game, man. Tyree better be playing. Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, severe, bro. He needs all the reps, bro. All the reps. As a matter of fact, I want him playing the first 2 quarters and then let the first 3 quarters and let the other guys get some reps in when it's all done, man. We need Tyree Wilson to show some stuff, especially if he's going to do well in this game. Maybe, kind of showcase what he can do in a trade situation. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But we'll see, man. I think Tyree Wilson definitely needs to get his reps in for sure. Let me see. I'm not staying up till 3 a.m. for 3-0. No. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you at all. Let's see. Shout out to Helen, 32-21 49ers. Okay. Shout out to T Severe. Can't get right. Says T Severe. And shout out to my guy T. Like I said, man, tonight we're gonna be doing Around the Shield. We're gonna do it live this time. Make sure you guys tune in, man. Josh Dobbs plays. I think San Francisco wins 27-17. Yeah, Josh Dobbs is no joke. Yeah, that's true. And the way that we got carved up by Trey Lance, that might be pretty accurate. I'm not gonna lie to you. 27-17. Niners playing some ones. Oh man. Okay. Well, feet to fire for these backups, man. They need to look. So I'm okay with it. If they look good, that's a plus. If they look bad, then it's expected. So nothing to lose here, right? Let's see. Autumn wind is inebriated, chillaxing with a little bit of that Cali Kush. Okay, good for you, bro. Good for you, man. Smoke responsibly, man. Puff fast. There you go, man. But I'm about to head out, guys. That's what I wanted to get out of my system. We talked about Gardner Minshew, Minshewmania. Colton Miller, JPJ is back. Tyree Wilson, we went on a grill session with Tyree Wilson. A little bit of 49ers Raiders preview what to expect. Some roster bubble guys. So we definitely got into some things, man. We'll see after this game. But guys, the good news is after this game, it's on to the Chargers, man. Week 1. So get hype after this game. We got Chargers to look at right after this. Real bullets. So definitely let's be excited that we got NFL football, real football. We're gonna see what these Raiders are made of. Shout out to Indiana Raiders. Don't care if it's our 2s and 3s. Stop the effing run. Yes, absolutely, man. We gotta stop the run. That is number 1. I want to see improvement with stopping the run. I don't care who's out there. Absolutely. I get clowned on all the time when I tell people, oh, man, hold up. When I tell people that's how long I've been a Raider fan. There you go, man. Hyping more than a dance is a movement. No doubt, man. No doubt. Shout out to Martin, man. Hey, thanks for the support, man. I'm also out as well, man. You guys have a good one, man. Thanks for riding with Big Mike Raider. And we'll be doing this one next week on either Wednesday or Thursday. And we'll talk about some stuff, what to expect for the Chargers. We got some things to talk about next week, man. Real football. So, guys, with that one, I'm out. Guys, you guys have a good one. Peace. Wait, hold on. I gotta send you out right, man. Gotta send you out right. Let me see. There we go.
never stop working. Kick in the front door and let's get this bad boy rolling.
This is one of them hits now. Heard back from Earth, we just shot a few of my shits down. It's safe to say I'm totally pissed. Wow, my cloaking devices just malfunction. Guess it's time for a sit down. This is the problem I got with humans, mostly the common man. Constantly fucking with energy they don't understand. Always thinking they got the upper hand. The G-forces from my maneuvers can snap your spine like a rubber band. I shouldn't waste my time, they ain't half as nice. Put a Red Bull in your coffin so your ghost can have wings in the afterlife. Let's rock and roll like a belly dancer's rhinestone. It was my idea to shake the pineal gland like a pine cone. My thoughts create hurricanes, tornadoes, and cyclones. A punch for me is like an avalanche of granite and limestone. You live here, but now this is my home. I neuralize both your retinas. You wake up staring at the screen of your iPhone. Confused by the light plus the high tone. And now we connected from the microchip I placed next to your thigh bone. It's hard to understand cause you're mind blown, but I gotta cut communication. Your government just scrambled their spy drones.
That voice is speaking Sumer.